Are you a parent who's wondering if you can take custody away from your child's other parent because they routinely refuse to follow the parenting plan? They consistently deny you the parenting time that's allowed in the parenting plan, and they consistently talk bad about you in front of the child or engage in other kind of behaviors that are really just inappropriate? My name's Patrick Slaughter. I'm with LaFevor and Slaughter, and the answer to that question is yes. Our Tennessee Court of Appeals has said consistently that if one parent routinely ignores or confounds or does not comply with a parenting plan, that can be a basis to remove custody from that parent. Generally, that's going to require that parent to have been the primary residential parent and the interference to be somewhat substantial, not just missing a few exchanges, maybe not just maybe withholding the child over a weekend. But if it becomes a pattern of bad behavior, where they're just routinely not giving you your son or daughter when you're supposed to have them, if they're talking badly about you to the child, saying what a bad person you are for whatever reason, if they are cutting you out of the child's school curriculum, they're not giving you report cards, or they're not telling you any of the things with the school, although you have an obligation to get the information from the school yourself. If they are routinely cutting you out of things, they're disallowing co-parenting time and other infractions of a parenting plan that take place over a period of time, yes, you could file a custody modification action based solely upon that, and that may succeed. Generally, you're going to want to have some other things go along with it, and as always, you're going to have to prove that the change that you're contemplating is in the child's best interest. But take this as a word of advice. Follow the parenting plan. Be nice. As I've said before, you can dance like nobody's watching, but you better text, email, and Facebook message in such a way that you expect it to be read in open court by the judge. So again, if you're in that situation, if a parent is not behaving appropriately and you've had about enough and you're wondering what you can do about it, if you're wondering about whether the circumstances rise to the level necessary to be able to change custody, give us a call. We're happy to listen to the circumstances. We'll give you our honest opinion about whether or not that is something that would be enough to change custody. And then we'll give you a plan of action. And if we can help you with that, obviously we're happy to do that. If not, we're happy to point you in another direction that can. But in the meantime, obey the parenting plan. Remember, the plan's in place for the best interest of your child. If you don't get along with the other parent, do your best to minimize that conflict, because if you don't, or if they don't, you might find yourself in court where they're trying to take away the time that you do have with your children.